This is what remains of the riverside in Barangay Santolan. Some would say those living here were on the wrong side of the river. Many lost everything, and rebuilding their lives will be as challenging as rebuilding their homes.
We got a loan of around $400 to buy goods for our shop. We bought them in the morning, and by the middle of the day, the flood waters had risen so fast, everything had been washed away.
We found PABLORONI shooting fish, his catch dinner for the family. He's been looking for a job ever since the storm swept away his home and his store. PABLORONI took us to where his house used to be. It will take years to pay his debts, and he can't afford to build a new house. His wife's been trying to register for government housing. Every day the queues are too long. Just a few meters away, Eileen Fuentes' two-story wooden house was wiped out. Her husband, a construction worker, has managed to build a temporary home in its place. But with its precarious location, she's been trying to get her family resettled.
I'm worried for my children if and when the floods come again. But for now, there is nothing I can do. That's why I am following up my application for housing.
After the typhoon, the whole community was evacuated to a school nearby. But less than a week later, most of them were sent back to the riverside to fend for themselves.
The government's told the local residents here they're building a dike so the river doesn't overflow again, which means all this area needs to be permanently vacated. But most people here have nowhere to go.
So far, the National Housing Agency in this area has resettled just over 50 families, but they receive at least 100 applicants every day.
First, we conduct a census to check if they were actually living in the area, and then we assess the damage. It's taken more than a month to resettle our first applicant.
The riverside community of Barangay Santolan is no exception. According to local media, 400,000 people were displaced by the consecutive storms in September and October. The majority have yet to be resettled. The government is now stopping many of them from returning to what's left of their property, saying their homes are clogging up the rivers and making flooding more likely, leaving those who lost everything to wonder not just how to rebuild their lives, but where. Divya, Gopalan, Al Jazeera, Manila, Philippines.